Starting a PhD can be exciting, but writing your first research proposal is something where people get stuck. I remember when I had taken admission for PhD, research proposal was such a hype. I have seen scholars around me getting stressed over this single document. The good news is you don't have to guess your way through it. In today's video, I'll show you a simple structured framework which if you use, writing your research proposal would be a breeze. Most of the advice that is present in online world regarding research proposal follows three main criteria. Follow structure, write clearly, do literature review. All these things as a research scholar you already know. Beginners will treat research proposal as academic writing. Experts treat it as strategic positioning. I strongly feel research proposal is not about showing what you know. It's about proving why your work deserves resources, supervision, and time. By the end of today's video, you will know exactly how a research proposal is written. Also, I have designed an ebook for you. I will speak about that more in the end. I will take you through an 8-layer research proposal framework. Here we will understand each step and then we will see how to put all of this together in a document called research proposal so you can submit it and give your presentation. The first over here is a research gap. Here we are seeing what is lacking in the ecosystem of your work. Here we will try to understand the specific unresolved tensions in literature. Studies in academic writing show when the research gap is clearly stated, it has a higher acceptance rate. You can give 2 to 3 research gaps. I keep doing videos on how to identify the research gaps if you are interested. The next part is to go through the existing literature. You may be entering a battlefield. Do you know what are the different stakeholders of it? Here we will focus on patterns, contradictions, and blind spots. What do I mean by that? When you are doing literature review, you group the studies into consensus. This paper is for or against the work that you are trying to potentially choose as your research topic. Conflict, what are the areas or evidences which are contradicting that particular study, and missing links, what work is not being found according to you. PhD is at the end of the day your opinion. It is your interpretation of what you have to do. You will be going through several papers, academic papers, not one or two. So each study you can target or label as consensus, conflict, or missing link so that you are sorted as far as your literature review is concerned. Here we are trying to understand the specific questions, okay, which can be funded, the questions that can be tested and can give publishable results. And you will understand this only after literature review. In research, there are thousands, millions of problems to solve. Your job for PhD is in the duration of 5 years. Can you do this particular study and get 2 or 3 publications out of it? Problems to bahut hai. And 5 years are not sufficient to understand and to review all problems. As a research scholar, apna kaam kaise nikalna hai? How will you go through literature so that you find out patterns which will give you publishable results? That needs to be your motto. For example, if you are trying to see the effect of social media on mental health, instead of how does social media affect your mental health, you can group this into how does the short form content vary with respect to long form content and what are their disadvantages on mental health. This will be much more specific, it will require much more data, and these will give you publishable results. E means execution plan. Planning without execution is over promising. For every objective, you state the tools that you are going to use, the timeline, which objective will take which time. And thirdly, constraints. Constraints means limiting factor. If you are working on animal cell lines, your constraint would be really time because animal cells will take some time to grow. Secondly, you may have to take consultation from ethics committee in your institute or specific ethical bodies in your research. For every study, these 3 parameters are different. And what is it for your study? That you need to write it down. The next thing is academic contribution. Why does your study matter? There are 2 ways to classify this importance. Theoretical importance. Theoretical importance means In academia or in research, how your technique would be used. Either you are improvising it or you are devising your own. Whatever it is, how will it help the research fraternity? The next is practical contribution. Practical contribution means how it will aid the society. People who are not into research, people who are common men, those who have no link to anything that you have been doing, how your work is going to influence them. So the importance of your study, you can divide in these two categories. Next is research design. This is all about methodology. What are the different methods that you are going to use, different tools that you are going to use, and basically how you are going to go about it. Now, obviously, you have just taken admission for a PhD and you are not expected to know the exact workflow. That said, literature review does give you an idea of what overall path you may want to do. For example, if you have to conduct a survey of human volunteers, then there are three things where you can address the methodology or research design. First, why this survey method is being used. In survey method also, there are different kinds of formats. What is the format that you are going to use for your study? The second is why this particular sample. You are conducting a survey on human volunteers. Why just human volunteers? Why can't you take other species for this particular study? And third, why this particular analysis? Apart from survey method, you will be also using other tools, right? So what is the rationale? The schematic representation means I would suggest adding one page which has the entire methodology in diagrammatic form. I will see if I can add an example over here. This gives the reviewer a clear picture of what you want to do. The next is clarity. Now, clarity is a word that has been so much used as far as research proposal videos are concerned. Here, for me personally, it reflects three things. First, short sentences. We are not writing paragraphs over here, and if there are paragraphs also, you use short, simple sentences. Second, no jargons. No difficult words, no difficult language. And third, logical flow between introduction and different other sections. One paragraph should lead to another. This is a really great characteristic of a good research proposal. The next one is hook. Hook means the first opening paragraph. It should clearly tell the reader, why should I care about the research? The answer of this question should be there in the first paragraph of your research proposal. All the 8 things that I've mentioned over here, you need to put it in the research proposal format that is present for your institute. Every institute has a different format, and the way it is structured, that also would vary depending on institute to institute, university to university. I have given you a framework that can be put in any format. For more details, I have done an ebook for you. It's a detailed guide designed specifically for beginners by me, showcasing the different stages as well as what to write under which section. If you are someone who is looking to get admission for a PhD, or someone who has been admitted to PhD and are looking to give their research proposal, then in this case, this would be a valuable resource for you. In today's video, I have explained the framework, and if you are aware of it, especially after going through the PDF, then you will be ahead of 99% of applicants. You are not just writing a document, you are positioning yourself as a researcher worth investing in. Once you give your proposal, you will be happy that finally your dream of coming to PhD has come true. Also, let me know which topics you want me to speak about. I'm really looking forward to your suggestions. I'll see you in my next video.